How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. As you know, on this channel I talk about credit cards a lot, as if everybody should get one. But this is not the case. Not everyone should be getting a credit card, and it could be quite dangerous for some people. Now today we're going to look at some statistics to see which kind of people should completely avoid credit cards altogether and not even get one from the beginning. Did you know that 38% of all Americans are actually holding credit card debt? This is about 1 in 3 people. If you average across every single household, the average household debt is about $6,000. Out of everybody, if you take only the people that have some debt and you average across those, it's actually $16,000 of credit card debt. Now this first chart is very interesting. If you look at the average credit card debt categorized by net worth, you'll see that over here, if you have 0 or less than 0 of net worth, you actually have about $10,000 of credit card debt. This is very much in contrast to people who have even a little bit of net worth. What this says is that people that aren't in a very good financial footing actually need to lean on credit card debt in order to help themselves out. However, when you do lean on it, you're actually digging yourself in a bigger hole, because every time you borrow a little bit, you have to pay a little bit more in interest. It's just that if you borrow it now, it may not hurt as much now, but in the future, you're gonna have to pay it back with interest. And so it's just not gonna hurt now, it's gonna hurt more later. Going to the right of this chart is not very interesting. Yes, as you increase your net worth, maybe you have a little bit more to spend, and so you carry a larger and larger credit card debt. People with less than 0 amount of net worth are actually carrying a lot more credit card debt than people that actually do have net worth. This is the category of people that should not have credit card debt at all, because this group of people is the one that will hurt the most if you carry credit card debt. You might think, hey, maybe we make a law where if people have less than 0 net worth, they cannot apply for a credit card, or they cannot even have one. However, this is a free country and we're allowed to inflict pain upon ourselves if we choose to. So all these dangerous things that we can do to ourselves, we're free to do it if we want to. However, it's up to us to be informed to choose to not do these dangerous things to ourselves, such as gambling, smoking, those things we can do if we want to. But if you want to have a great financial future, then you would try to avoid credit card debt if you have less than 0 net worth. Now this next chart shows the cost to carry that debt. The average APR for a credit card is about 15%. This is 15% per year. So if you owe $10,000, 15% of that is $1,500. Now, $1,500 for a person that has 0 net worth probably means a lot of money to them. Being in $10,000 in debt means you're foregoing the $1,500 every single year. So because you dug yourself into this hole, you lose this $1,500 that could have been used to pay something else. So if you never dug yourself into that, you could have a little bit of extra cash. I realize that sometimes you just don't have a choice and you have to borrow. But do understand that if you do borrow from a credit card, it's gonna hurt a lot more later, and you're gonna end up borrowing the first month, and then the next month you go, hey, I'm short a little bit again, so you're gonna borrow again and again up until it goes up to the limit, and then they're going to say, hey, you are paying minimum payments. You're a pretty good credit card user, so let's raise your limit. Okay, they raise your limit by doubling it or something, and then you just keep on borrowing more and more. And in the end, you're just gonna have this huge, gigantic debt that you can never get rid of, and you're probably in financial ruin. The next chart here shows the average credit card debt by income. Now, it's no surprise that as you make more, you're probably going to have a bigger and bigger debt. But what's not shown here is the income is not very much related to your net worth, because someone on the far right here with 150K, 160K of income, they may have 0 net worth because they're just spending it all, and then they're using their credit card. They have this huge credit card debt of about $11,000. But yeah, if you compare to their income, they might be able to pay it off in 1 month, but somehow they're still carrying this average credit card debt. My recommendation here is that if you've never gotten a credit card before and you're trying to decide if you should get one or not, the one factor to look at is if you're really good with your finances. If you plan to, and if you've been known to pay for all your bills and stuff, you're pretty on top of everything, then yes, it might be safe to do so. If you are constantly in debt with a credit card, you might just want to pay it all off and cut those credit cards up, because you don't want the temptation there to pull you back into debt unless you know that you definitely will not get into debt again. One other indicator, of course, from the very first chart I showed is looking at your net worth. If you don't know how to calculate your net worth, I'll put my video on how to calculate net worth over here. I have a nice Excel spreadsheet where you can put in all your numbers and calculate your net worth. Most likely you kind of know where in the ballpark if you are at zero net worth. If you have, let's say, $5,000 or $10,000 of net worth or less, it might be better off for you to just hold off on getting a credit card until your net worth is a little bit higher than that threshold. I hope this was helpful for you, especially if you're trying to decide if you should get a credit card or not in order to start building your credit. If you're interested in supporting my channel, I do have an Audible link down in the video description below, or you can also support my channel directly through my Patreon link over here. Don't forget to give me a like over here and comment down below. Let me know if you're avoiding credit cards altogether, which I really respect if you know that you cannot responsibly use it. And don't forget to subscribe over here. Thanks for watching.